Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to post today to announce the release of my brand new tutorial on how to draw feet. In this video, we'll go over the bones and anatomy of the feet, doing a top-down, medial, and lateral profile of the foot, during which I will share tips and insights on the important landmarks and overall rhythms and shapes of the foot. Then we'll proceed to a series of longer gestures where I will also share more ideas on how to simplify the structure and overall rhythms of the foot to create more believability, movement, and sense of balance and grounding with your feet when you draw them. And to finish the video, we'll do a longer sustained rendering of the feet, and I'll share tips on how to approach painting the planes and the value rendering of the feet. I also wanted to announce the release of the hands and feet bundle that will include the hands tutorial that I did 3 or 4 months ago, which is about 5 hours long of content, plus this new tutorial on feet anatomy. And that also will include several of my favorite sketch and painting brushes. And since this was the last installment to my anatomy series, I decided to create an all-in-one bundle of all of the tutorials that I've done so far for Gumroad in regards to drawing the human figure. This will include everything that's in the gesture and anatomy bundle, plus the in-depth tutorials on how to approach drawing the legs and arms, plus the hands and feet, plus the shading and lighting tutorial, and all of the brushes from my brush pack. So yeah, if you are interested in getting a discounted price on all of those in an all-in-one bundle, I think you're saving around $30–40 buying that instead of buying all of them individually. As always, when I announce these videos on YouTube, I always include a small sample of what you'll see in the tutorial, and I'm going to include a few of the gestures that we do. And I hope you enjoy, and again, thanks for all the support, all of your comments and feedback. I really do appreciate it. And until the next video. Okay, bye. Okay, with this image here, we're going to be doing a gesture of the lateral part of the foot. So we're going to kind of start it in a similar fashion. Just a line feeding down into the base of the heel. A straighter line here to show where the foot makes contact with the floor, and then I'm just doing a slight curve here to show the gesture of the toes. And I'm going to do a quick block in of the ankle there, and then just do like a little wrapping line to show perspective. And here I'm doing the gesture of the shins as it feeds down into the feet. Notice this little planar change that swoops into the gesture of the foot. Then again, we want to, it's very subtle here in this pose, but there's that little break here, and then it goes down into a swooping line that feeds into the big toe. So I'm just going to indicate the front of the big toe. And flesh out the gesture of the ankle. a little more. And I'll show the gesture of the calcaneus, the ball of the foot. And here we can see the padding of the foot underneath the calcaneus. And it's getting a bit of squish as it plants into the floor there. And here I'm just indicating that planar change that's again formed by the joining of the tarsal bones with the metatarsals. I think here we have the little protrusion of the fifth metatarsal, but here in the back we can see the tuberosity of the fifth metatarsal sticking out a little bit. It's a little more hidden because we have the padding of the feet again. And then just do a little curved gestural line here to indicate the back of the toes. And this is a thing a lot of artists do. They kind of clump all the toes together before they go in and kind of break up the shapes. And if you don't have a lot of time, it's always nice to at least indicate the separation of the big toe with that second toe. And then if you have more time, of course you want to indicate the rest of the toes. So you can see that the pinky's kind of turning in towards the other toes. It's almost like it's kind of lying on its side, on its lateral side there. So I'll indicate that. And then the rest of the small toes, the overall gesture is just like a curved line that flows down into the floor. And then it's broken up by a little straight that indicates the toenail. And the big toe, it kind of curves upward a little bit, which contrasts the gesture of the rest of the toes. You see that kind of goes upward, whereas all the other toes kind of curve down into the floor. And it's always nice to indicate these tendons that flow into the toes. You don't want to be too heavy-handed, so just kind of use soft gestural lines. And one thing that's nice is just to help indicate and give volume to the padding of the feet, just do this kind of soft edge on the bottom of the foot here, and that will just help add more dimension to your gesture. And yeah, I think that's pretty good for this quick gesture here. Again, I like to just do like a straight line to indicate the the floor. And if I'm showing like the 2 feet connected, I'll do an ellipse, kind of connecting the feet together, or to show like the pad that the foot or the feet are sitting on. Before we move on to the next gesture, let's just quickly highlight a few of the anatomical landmarks. So again, here we have the protrusion of the tuberosity of the 5th metatarsal. And then here we have the lateral malleolus, the lateral ankle bone. And that's formed by the base of the fibula. And then here's the calcaneus. And then the padding of the feet. All right. Let's move on to, let's need to just add a little more real estate to the front of the shin here, and that will contrast the curve of the back of the leg. So this back area is indicating the gesture of the soleus muscle that flows down into the Achilles tendon, and the Achilles tendon fastens onto the top of the calcaneus. And I'm just going to add like a little ellipse here to show the perspective. And move that back just a hair. Okay. I'll just save this. Okay, here we're going to do a quick gesture of the back of the foot using this reference image. So I'm just focusing on the overall rhythms here. Just going in nice and lightly, nice and light, so I can later go in with more dark and confident lines. So here we can see that the ball of the foot, the calcaneus, is overlapping the lateral and medial malleolus, the ankle bones. You can kind of see that the medial ankle bone is oriented a little higher up than the lateral ankle bone or malleolus. kind of see that right there with that angled line. Then you can see very clearly the gesture of the Achilles tendon that flows into the calcaneus there. And we can see the padding of the foot. So we can kind of see that longitudinal arch on the medial side. One nice thing about this this pose here, on the back side, we can really see that separation of those of the lateral medial portions of the foot that we went over before when we discussed the bones. So here you can see we have the, I'm just going to color code it real quick. This side here is the lateral portion. And then this side here is the medial portion. You can see all the little creases in the sole of the foot. So I'll just indicate a few of those. I'm just going to indicate the ground plane a little bit more there with those straights, and then again just show a little ellipse, kind of give the foot a platform to sit on top of. And yeah, I think we're ready to move on to the next gesture. I'm just going to add a few wrapping lines there just to give it a little more form. Okay, we can go ahead and mark some of these landmarks. Here we see the medial malleolus. And then here's the lateral medialis. Malleolus, sorry. Padding of the feet. Accentuate that overlap there, just to add a little more depth. Okay. Oh, and we'll mark the Achilles tendon. All right. I think we'll do perhaps one or two more, and then we'll actually move on to the rendering. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought, and so we don't make this tutorial take forever, we'll go ahead and move on to the rendering. Okay, so this fourth gesture will just be a back view of the heel planted on the floor. It's pretty simple. So again, you can see here much more clearly how the lateral malleolus droops down more so than the medial malleolus. You can see that strong indication of the Achilles tendon. We have the padding, the bottom of the ball of the foot. You can see the lateral portion of the foot comes out quite a bit more than the medial from the back view. So looking at where the medial malleolus is in relationship to the base of the ball of the foot, you can see there's more of an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this extra meat that I added. You can see the lateral side of the big toe. Well, this would be the padding just before the big toe. That's kind of peeking out here on the medial side. Oops. Just going to add that occlusion there. All right, I think we're about done with this gesture. So we'll just go ahead and label what we have here. Achilles tendon. The lateral medialis, malleolus, sorry. Lateral malleolus. Medial malleolus. And here we have the calcaneus. Okay, and we're just gonna indicate real quick just how much asymmetry there is between those two ankle bones. And that's, especially if you're doing more realistic characters, you want to make sure you capture that. Okay. So let's save real quick.